Welcome back, students. Let's get started with ADC interfacing, which is the part of unit number 6. So let's go through the overview of ADC. ADC means analog to digital converter. All of we know that the 80 microcontroller works on digital system only. It knows the digital language, that is 1010 kind of language. Now let us suppose we want to interface any device, let's say a temperature sensor to it. Okay, this is the temperature sensor, we are interfacing it to the microcontroller. Now the output of temperature sensor is analog because temperature sensor senses the temperature. Okay, temperature is slowly varying quantity, and as per the variation of the temperature sensor will give electrical output in the same way, that is varying output signal, let's say in the form of voltage. Now this varying voltage will be fed to the microcontroller. Now microcontroller will not be able to understand that voltage because this voltage is variable voltage and microcontroller knows 1 or 0. So here to interface different types of sensor which gives the analog output, for that purpose we use analog to digital converter. Okay, so analog to digital converter will sit in between this 8051 and this temperature sensor, which will convert this ADC. Okay, so which will convert this analog signal into digital signal. Okay, and that digital signal will be given to 8051. Now 8051 can process on that signal. Okay, so in this way, this is the role of ADC that we have discussed right now. 8051 doesn't have ADC inside it. Okay, now there are some derivatives of 8051, those can contain ADC into it, but the basic derivative doesn't have internal ADC. So that is why we need to interface external ADC to this 8051. So on a pin level, how will be the configuration? These are the sensors available in the market. Okay, so sensors are those things. I will make a zoom over here. Ultrasonic sensors are available, gas sensors are available. Ultrasonic sensor will basically send and receive the ultrasonic waves, and in accordance to that the distance of the object from that sensor will be calculated. There are the gas sensors available in the market. Again, MQ6, MQ3, those are the gas sensors. Basically, those will detect, let's say LPG, okay, etc. gas, and as per that, it gives the output from at those pins. Then there are color sensors, black color, white color, okay, and then there is a PIR sensor, passive infrared sensor, which senses the human movement. Okay, then there is an accelerometer available. Accelerometer basically is used to know the z moment, x moment, and y moment. Okay, then there are the potentiometer available. Potentiometer basically uh, whenever the shaft of the potentiometer is varied, the output will get varied. Okay, so rotary movement can be identified. Then there are the IR sensor. If you cut the incoming and outgoing sensor radiation, then accordingly the output will get created. Okay, then there are LDR sensor, thermistor, flex sensor, rain sensor, LM35. This is the temperature sensor we are interested in. Okay, then there is a micro four Hall sensor, photodiode, IR sensor. Now there are some sensors like gas sensor, etc., temperature sensor, okay, and LDR. Those are some sensors, thermistor, okay, those are some sensors which gives analog output. Okay, so in order to interface all those sensors, we require ADC 0808 or ADC 0809. So with the help of this IC, we can convert analog signal into digital form. The analog signal coming out from the sensor is given to the analog input channels. Okay, so this signal, which is analog in nature, will get converted into binary at its digital output pins. Rest of the pins of this ADC, those are used for channel selection and handshaking purpose, that we will see later on. Now here digital signal is available, and that digital signal is given to this port of 8051. Here the digital output is available in the parallel form. and this is given to this 8051 port. Now after that, if you want, you can display the data, that is, let's say, temperature on the LCD, to the LCD. Okay, so in this way we are going to interface the analog sensor, and this ADC will convert that signal into digital, and then this digital value will be given to the microcontroller. Microcontroller will process on that digital value with reference to the program inside it, and then the data, that is, let's say, temperature, will get displayed on this LCD display like this. Now to interface the ADC, we should know the feature and working of that ADC. So let's get started with the features of ADC 08080809. Okay, now this is total 28 pin IC, 28 pin dual inline package IC. Means dual inline means there are total 14 lines at one side and remaining 14 pins at another side. So pins are available at both the sides, means dual side. That is called as dual inline package. It has total 8 channels. Those are multiplexed with address logic. Okay, there are total 8 channels. The 8 channels that you can see are 0 at this place, 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So there are total 8 analog channels or 8 input channels, and those are multiplexed. Internally there is a multiplexer, okay, and all of those channels are multiplexed together with address logic. It means that here, out of 8, which channel is to be selected, that is decided by this address logic available at this point. So here A, B, C, those are the 3 pins available. So 2 raised to power 3, you will get 8. So those 3 lines will be helpful for us to select any one line out of those 8 lines. Okay, 8 analog input lines. Then 0 volt to 5 volt input range with single 5 volt supply. Means here to this VCC pin, which is available at this location, you can connect 5 volt supply to it. Now it is able to convert the 5 volt analog into its digital form. Okay, then it has a resolution of 8 bits. So if you calculate 2 raised to power 8, it will become 256. It means that for 0 to 5 varying voltage, which is available at this point, means varying voltage of the sensor, okay, that will get divided into 256 different amplitudes, okay, or it will get divided with 256 pieces. Fine. So 0 to 256, and then the sample of each amplitude will be taken. So the sample of this amplitude will be taken, and then that sample will get converted into its specific digital value. Okay, and then this digital value, let us suppose initially at the very beginning the sample of this is taken, that will get converted into digital, and then that digital value will be sent on the line. After that, sample of next will be taken and it will be converted into digital, and that digital signal will be sent. Then sample of the next, means let us suppose this one, will be taken, and after that it will get converted into digital value, and then this digital value will be sent over the line. So in this way the conversion happens. To know more about the resolution and working of ADC, the link is provided in the description. Go through that link and you will get clear with the concept of ADC, its resolution, number of bits and etc. things. Then there is one more thing, that is conversion time. Conversion time is the time taken by this ADC to convert analog value into digital. Okay, it means that last time, as we have discussed, the sample of a specific amplitude will be taken, and then this sample will be converted into digital value, okay, 8-bit digital value. So this conversion takes some time, and this time is called as conversion time. The conversion time of this ADC is 100 microsecond. Interfacing of ADC 0808 or 0809 both are the same ICs with 8051. Okay, so now to know those interfacing, we should know the pin diagram of 0808. Okay, here we have seen the analog input at which the sensors are connected. 8 analog inputs means 8 channels are available. So in this way you can connect total 8 sensors at a time. Now all those 8 channels are multiplexed, means those 8 channels, means those are the, let us suppose 8 channels, 0, 1, 2 to 7, those are the 8 channels, those are multiplexed, means all those 8 things are taken together and then one output is available. Now here, just like a multiplexer, here to select one channel out of those 8, you will have to put some value over here, okay, and this is called as the address value. So on the basis of that address you can select the channel, okay. Then whatever the output that is available, means over here the digital output is available on those pins. So those are the pins DB0, DB1, DB2, then DB3, then DB4, 5, 6 and 7. Those are the pins on which you will get digital output. This is the clock at which we should give the clock signal in order to run this ADC, okay. And remaining pin, for example reference pin, then this SOC EOC pin and ALE pin, those are called as, and this reference, those are called as handshaking signals, okay. Those are the control lines. We will study what is the use of control line and how to interface those lines with 8051. So analog input, all of you know, basically it is IN0 to IN7. There are total 8 channels available, okay. So those are the 8 channels, channel 0 to channel 7, okay. Then there are the address pins A, B, C. Address pins are available at this place, A, B, C. Here the analog inputs are connected to the sensors, okay. If there is single sensor, then you can connect with CH0. If there are multiple sensors, then total 8 sensors can be connected at a time. Then ADC, as we know, those are the address pins. Those are helpful for us to select one out of 8 channels, okay. It means that if CAB it is 000, means this condition, so the picture will become clear now, okay. If CAB, the status of this address line is 000, so during that time IN0 channel will get selected. In the same way, if let us suppose any random step we will see, if the status of CAB is 101, okay, so in that scenario IN5 will get selected, and if all of the bits of CAB, okay, all of those 3 bits are high, then IN7 will get selected. So our sensor is connected as at pin CH0 channel, so for that purpose CAB should be 0. So all of those bits or the status of the pin sent by this P2.0, 2.1 and 2.2 should be 0, okay. So in this way channel 0 will get selected. If you want other channel, then you can select other channels also. Then the next is reference voltage. It specifies the polarity and amplitude of the signal, okay, and that reference voltage is connected to ground terminal, okay. Then we have CS bar, that is chip select. In order to select this chip, we have to make CS bar low, okay. When CS bar is low, then ADC will remain on, otherwise this ADC will remain off. Then next is start off conversion, that is SOC. This particular pin, which is right pin, low to high pulse from microcontroller on this pin will start the analog to digital conversion, okay. So microcontroller should make this pin 0 to 1. Okay, so whenever this pin goes from 0 to 1, so during this time the conversion will get started. Conversion means now this sensor is giving the output in analog form. Okay, and that analog signal is divided into 2 raised to power 8 to 56 different levels. Now let us suppose take any random amplitude, this amplitude. Okay, it is analog amplitude. It will get converted, means conversion of this amplitude into its digital equivalent will get started when SOC go low to high. Then end of conversion, that is EOC pin, it is available at this place. So end of conversion means when conversion is started, after that means after 100 microsecond the EOC pin will become 1. It will tell the microcontroller that conversion is completed, please take the data which is available at digital ports. So those are the digital ports D0 to D7. Then there is next pin, that is output enable or E pin. This is available at this place. So in order to take the data which is available on those pins, microcontroller will send again low to high pulse on this pin. When this is received, means this kind of signal is received, then the data available at this pin, means from D0 to D7, the digital data will be taken in the 8051 register. Okay, then there is one more thing, is clock. You can see the crystal oscillator is connected at this place. It generates the clock signal. Okay, so one of the end of this crystal is taken, so a clock signal is there on this wire. Okay, and with the help of some D flip-flops present over here, this clock frequency is divided. Let us suppose the clock frequency over here is 12 megahertz. Then it will get divided and very low frequency will be given to the ADC by using this pin, which is clock pin. So here this will be the interfacing diagram for EDC 008 with 8051. Now next is temperature sensor interfacing. So by using same ADC we will interface the temperature sensor. In order to interface the temperature sensor, we should know the features, electrical specification about this temperature sensor. We have temperature sensor, that is LN35. It looks something like this. It has 3 terminals. So rightmost is the ground terminal, that's why one terminal is grounded at this place. The leftmost terminal is VCC terminal, so another end we have connected it to VCC, and the middle one, it is out signal, means whatever the variations in temperature that will be detected by this sensor, and then this sensor will convert that temperature variation in electrical form. So here you will get electrical output, and that output means this one should get connected to ADC, that is analog to digital converter. So we have connected this temperature sensor to one of the input channel of the ADC. Now the important features are listed over here. The first one is it is calibrated directly in degree Celsius. Okay, it means that whatever the temperature variations which are occurring, that will get converted into electrical form, but the representation of this physical temperature in the electrical form will be in degree centigrade or degree Celsius. It is linear plus 10 millivolt per degree centigrade scale factor. It means that, let us suppose temperature rises from 24 to 25 degrees centigrade, then the electrical output or voltage output from this sensor will also get changed from 240 millivolt to 250 millivolt. Okay, it means that for 1 degree centigrade of change, means 25 to 24 to 25, there will be 10 millivolt change, so 240 to 250. Okay, so in this way it is calibrated in degree centigrade, that is told over here. like calibrated directly in degree centigrade or degree Celsius. It is rated for full minus 55 to 150 degree Celsius. It means that you can use this temperature sensor in the system which will be used within this temperature range. Suppose you want to use the temperature sensor for space exploration, and let us suppose the system in which you are using LM35 will be going to visit the outer area of the sun. Now outer area of the sun has a temperature more than 150 degrees centigrade. So in that case, this type of sensor will not give the proper output. Okay, so that is what here the temperature range is specified, that is it is called as operating temperature range. Then it operates from 4 to 30 volts. It means that you can give VCC from 4 to 30 volts. Okay, after this we will see the actual interfacing of temperature sensor with 8051. In this diagram, we are expected to interface this LM35 to ADC0808, and from ADC0808 we will get the digital signal, that is 8-bit digital signal to 8051, and then this 8051 will display the temperature on LCD display. Okay, so same thing is reflected over here, like we have connected LM35 at this place, and this is the output of or the output signal from LM35, which we have connected it to IN0. IN0 is the input channel number 0. Okay, and after this, whatever the analog signal that is getting appeared at this pin, it will get converted into digital form over here. This will be 8-bit data total, and it will be received by the microcontroller. Now here we will require to select the channel. In order to select the channel, here there are total 3 lines available, ABC. We will have to make it 0 0 0 so that channel 0 will get selected. And just like the previous example, we have connected V reference negative to ground and V reference positive to VCC, means 5 volt. When you connect V reference positive to 5 volt, it means that here we are telling the analog to digital converter that whatever the signal which is appearing at this point, the maximum amplitude of that signal is 5 volt and minimum is 0 volt. So your signal will be going to remain within that range only. So in order to select this channel number 0, that is IN0, we have made all of those bits A, B, C, address lines 0 0 0. Okay, and in order to latch those 0 0 0, we will make ALE pin high. That's why we have connected port 1.3 to this ALE. Okay, now after this we will give low to high pulse at this place. Okay, so this 1.4, if it goes low to high, so during that time the conversion of this analog signal will get started. After, let's say 100 microsecond, this EOC, that is end of conversion, will be the signal given from this ADC to this 8051. Okay, when this EOC signal is received by the microcontroller will come to know, okay, conversion happened. After this, the microcontroller will send again low to high signal to OE pin. Now after receiving this OE signal, the data which is available at D0 to D7 will be taken in by 8051. Now as per the program in 8051, this data will be taken, and then this program will send this data to this LCD display, and the temperature will be displayed by using this LCD and the program. So this is the interfacing of our temperature sensor with our microcontroller, that is 8051. If such questions are asked in university theory exam paper, so students are expected to write about the features of LM35, that is temperature sensor, then short features of ADC 0808 or 0809. Then you interface this temperature sensor to the ADC and ADC to the 8051. Interfacing the LCD is extra thing, but here for the sake of completion of the task, or we can say the temperature measurement project, we will require LCD to interface. If you want to interface PC with microcontroller with the help of TX and RX line, that is serial communication line of 8051, that can also be done, which is easier task than interfacing the LCD. Okay students, let's start the remaining topic, that is DAC interfacing of unit number 6. Here we are using a digital to analog converter shown over here. Okay, so DAC means digital to analog converter, as name suggests that it converts the digital signal into analog. So this DAC basically sits in between 8051 and the analog output devices. You might be knowing the speaker. Okay, speakers, those requires normally the sound signal in the form of electrical. Okay, so electrical signals, those are analog, which are going to fed to this speaker. Those are analog in nature. Now let us suppose we are doing some processing on such kind of sound signal. Let us suppose by using this microcontroller. Now there are some microcontrollers, that is digital signal processors, etc. DSP controllers. Okay, those are little bit different controllers than this 8051. So those kind of controllers are used for sound or video processing applications. Let us suppose we have a sound with very minimum frequency. We are doing some operation on that sound by using some software. Now that sound is available in the form of digital. Now to listen that sound, this digital signal is of no use. So for that purpose, we will convert that digital value into analog by using this DAC. So this analog value is now available, which should be given to the speaker, and now from speaker you can listen the speech. Okay, and there are some analog actuators are available shown here. So in that case they require the analog input signal. So for that purpose these DACs, means digital to analog converters, are used. We are going to use DAC 0808 again, okay, because one ADC is available with the same number. Now DAC of same number is also available. This is 16 pin DIL package. Okay, 16 pin means there are 8 lines available at left and at right at both the ends. So dual line package, which is of 16 pin. Okay, and it's having a relative accuracy of plus minus 19%. Okay, means whatever the signal which is available at the input in the digital form, that will get reconstructed in analog form with this kind of accuracy. This is the tolerance basically. And then power supply voltage range is about plus minus 4.5 volt to plus minus 18 volt. It means that it requires the dual power supply, plus minus kind of power supply. So in such a scenario, we will connect plus 18 volt to this V reference pin. Okay, and then minus 18 volt to VEE pin. Fine, and this pin can be grounded, and VCC, it can be connected to 5 volt. So VEE and VCC, it will basically tell the analog output which is available can be in between this range, means it can be in between plus 18 to minus 18 range, or it can be in between 0 to 32 volt range, if we assume plus minus 18 in a single polarity voltage form. So it will become 0 to 32 volts. Those lines are also called as digital input lines, that is A1 to A8. Okay, total 8 lines at which we are going to interface the microcontroller's data lines. Okay, so we have a positive V reference as 18 volt, negative V reference, that is VEE, is equal to minus 18 volt. Okay, V reference, it can be 0, ground, it should get connected to ground. Okay, and VCC, we are going to connect it to 5 volt. Now we have left up with this output current IO. Okay, so this output current is the pin. This is called as analog output pin. Okay, so analog output that is available in the form of current. Okay, means whatever the output that we will obtain at this pin, that will be in analog in nature, but it is not the voltage. Okay, the signal at this pin is the current. So analog output is available in the form of current. We will require external I to V converter, that is current to voltage converter, to convert that current waveform into its voltage equivalent, and with the help of voltage then we can connect it to this speaker. Okay, now next is interfacing part. Here we have connected the digital output to these digital input pins of DAC. Okay, those are the pull up register. If you are using port 0, then you must connect pull up. If you are using port 1, just like here, then you don't need to interface those pull up register as such. Okay, then there is one more pin, that is compensation pin. It should be connected to minus VEE through this 0.1 microfarad capacitor. Okay, then I will make little more clear to you. Here next is V reference pin. Okay, that V reference pin, that is V reference positive and V reference negative, those are connected to 5 volt and ground by using 1 kilo ohm and 1.5 kilo ohm resistors. Why we have used those resistors? The reason behind that is, on the basis of those resistor value, the current value at this place, means the analog equivalent of this digital line, is obtained in the form of current. Okay, and value of this current is depend upon the value of those resistor and those digital lines. Okay, so for that purpose we have used those 1 kilo ohm and 1.5 kilo ohm resistors. Now we will get analog output in the form of current, and this much circuit, means this is operational amplifier. This triangular symbol is the operational amplifier. There is negative and positive sign. So negative sign is called as inverting terminal. This positive sign is called as non-inverting terminal. Again, this operational amplifier, basically this op-amp is the IC, and this operational amplifier will amplify the signal, and along with this, if you are observing that there is a resistor connected in between inverting terminal and its output, this is the output of the op-amp. Okay, so here 5 ohm resistor is connected in between inverting terminal and the output, so it is basically called as feedback. Okay, and it is negative terminal, so it is called as negative feedback. So signals are given over here at non-inverting and inverting terminal. Okay, just like operation for each and every IC, we require power supply. Here this IC will also require power supply. This is plus VCC and minus VCC is the power supply. Then next, at the output we have connected one more resistor which is of 1 kilo ohm and one more capacitor which is of 0.1 microfarad. Now this 5 ohm 1 kilo ohm resistor, this op-amp, and this capacitor, this 1, 2, 3 and 4, those 4 components will form current to voltage converter. So whatever current which is obtained at this place, that will get converted into voltage form. Okay, so in this way we are getting voltage generated at this place. The analog output current, that is I out, which is available at this place of the DAC, depends on the I reference flowing into V reference. Okay, means this is 5 volt and the current will start flowing like this. Okay, this is ground terminal. Okay, so current will start flowing like this. So the I reference flowing in V reference terminals and the status of the D0, D7 bits. It means that this I out depend upon two things. One, the current flowing in V reference, and D0 to D7 bits, means those bits. that we have discussed last time. Now, how can we represent all those things mathematically? Here, firstly, we have seen that I reference depends upon V reference and those registers, right? So here I reference is equal to V reference upon 1k plus 1.5k, 1k plus 1.5k. Okay, so V reference is 5 volt. Here you can see V reference is 5 volt. 5 volt upon sum of those two resistors will give you 2 milliampere. This is I reference. So I reference into I reference multiplied by D7 by 2 plus D6 by 4 plus D5 by 8, in this way D0 by 256. Now here instead of D0, D1, D2, D7, here we will have to put the values of the digital signal or the bits. I reference we know it is 2 milliampere. So 2 milliampere into this thing will give you some value. This is what is called as I out, which will flow through this terminal. Okay, now let us take some example. If D0 to D7 is FFH, means each and every bit of this data line is high, means 1. That's why it is FFH. So I out is equal to 2 milliampere. Why it is 2 milliampere? Because I reference is equal to V reference, means this voltage, that is 5 volt, divided by 1k, means this one, plus 1.5k, means this resistor. Okay, so it will become 2 milliampere. So we have 2 milliampere into all of the bits are 1. So that's why the value of each and every bit will be 1. So 1 divided by 2, at this place you can see 1 divided by 2, 1 divided by 4 plus 1 divided by 8 plus 1 divided by 16 plus 1 divided by, in this way, 256. So if you try to calculate, you will get 2 milliampere into 255 divided by 256 is equal to 1.99 milliampere. Okay, this much is the current which will flow through this terminal. Okay, so current is 1.99 milliampere. I will write at this place. Fine. Okay, so once we get 1.99 milliampere, now we will multiply that 1.99 milliampere with this circuit result. Okay, now this 5 ohm and 1 kilo ohm, it will give you 5 kilo ohm. So multiply this 1.99 with this 5, so you will get voltage at this place which is equal to 9.96 volt. Okay, so it means that it is going up to this 9.96 volt, means approximately it is 10 volt. So for the bits equal to FFH, means if all of the bits are 1, then highest value will be 10 volt. Now how can we say that highest value is 10 volt? It's just because you can see here 5 volt is connected and here minus 5 volt is connected. So the difference in between those two, 5 and minus 5, comes 10 volt. This is the maximum voltage which get represented with the help of FFH. In the same way, the second example is if D0 to D7 is equal to 80H. Okay, so it means that the digit above 2, it will be 1, 1, 000 means 8, and rest of all are 0. Okay, so in this case what will be the output? Let's see. We have I reference equal to 2 milliampere, so here it is 2 milliampere. Fine, and then here 2 milliampere into 1 by 2, it means that it will become 1 milliampere. So V out equal to 1 milliampere into 5 kilo ohm, just like previous, it will become 5 volt. Now let's take another example quickly. Let us suppose D0 to D7 all of the bits are 0. Okay, so here there will be 0. So 0 upon anything, the answer will be 0, right? So this 2 milliampere into 0, you will get answer equal to 0 milliampere, and that's why the output will be 0. So in this way you can see that for the value equal to FF, you are getting output equal to 10 volt, Okay, in this way the value equal to 80H we are getting output equal to 5 volt. In the same way, for 00H hexadecimal you will get 0 volt as the output. So you can see there is a relationship in between those two. For FF it is maximum, for 80 it is something somewhere at in the between or at the midpoint, and for 00 it is 0 volt. Okay, so with this proportion you are continuously getting the output with reference to the input. Okay students, so we will stop here. This completes your unit number 6. I hope you have got the concept related to unit number 6, and you can contact me for any query. Thank you.